Greetings, this is Kevin Jefferson here on Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025, with your trade theory for this week. Happy happy personal new year to all of my Virgos. It's officially Virgo season for the fellow Virgos out there. So let's make this a great month. Everybody talks about how September is historically a non-positive month, and we've already started the month off to a great way. So let's let's overcome the stereotypes about the markets in September. So this is the Bitcoin chart, and I have set on this chart just something a little bit different. I actually set a hypothesis for a trade on a few of these assets, and so I had a sell hypothesis on Bitcoin at roughly the actually 110 915 86 area, and the stop loss on that, if price reaches above at or above 115 62703, somewhere around there, then it will stop out the trade. But my target is down here at roughly the 103.77269. So I see about 8K being knocked off of Bitcoin for us to take a profit on that before we have to make another decision. And so we're looking to sell Bitcoin as it speaks right now. All right, moving on to WTI crude. We had actually phenomenal trade happening, and it's pulling back as we mentioned, so nothing new to do here. We had two targets taken out, so and then one was almost hit. And so, like I said, I had a pullback point going back to August 26th up to this area, and then maybe price will come back down. Once, if it does get up here, like I mentioned, I will reassess the downside targets, because it will change based on price movement. And so we will come back and assess depending on where price stalls out on the upside. All right, moving on to gold. Gold did break through higher. People are clearly a little bit more, broke through my upside max price point on that I set on August the 6th, and did not hit my take profit on August 12th. August 12th. And so now we'll wait for gold to slow down, give us a reversion from this upward movement, allow it to reclaim some oxygen, and then we'll see what happens with price on gold. But gold is turned bullish again at all-time highs over 3,500 right now. So we're going to let gold continue to play out. All right, we're moving on to US 30. I put a couple hypotheses on here, even though I have downside pullback points that I was looking at. Now, it hit the daily pullback point going back to August 26th, but I had where these stop losses are, I had price pulling back to, but I'm going to actually step aside on that idea and let price maybe move higher one more time, because it does look like price actually wants to come back and continue north. So I have a buy hypothesis price, which actually price has already broke through at roughly 45, 405, 47. So if you miss that trade, what you can do is set a stop order at that number, at that price, and then set your take profit. Actually start with your stop loss. Always start with your downside protection, and then set a stop loss at 43.85251 and a take profit of 46.90750. Actually a little bit more than that, 46.920.23. That can be your upside target if you want to take a limit order on them, or a stop order or pending order on the market for the US 30, if you think it's going to continue higher over the coming weeks. And then the NASDAQ, same thing here. We're going to put a buy hypothesis over some of the other information we had. Like I said, I had a daily expected pullback point going back to July 23rd, which has not hit yet, but it has hit the reset point from August 12th that I set. So I'm going to set a buy order here, a market order actually, and with a stop loss going down to roughly the 22.535, and then a take profit of 23.87530. That's if I was taking a buy hypothesis, that would be my setup. Then going to finishing up with S&P 500. Same here. It's at a buy entry point right now. If you miss the buy, then I would set a stop order for roughly 63.97.97, and mindful that I had a reset point here, so I'd set my stop loss down here where I expect the price to pull back to roughly the 62.20.49 area, and then set a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio of 65.2705 on the upside. That's for the S&P 500. So even though the market's pulling back today, I'm looking like the indices are going to continue higher over the coming days. Gold will probably pull back over the coming days, and I'm definitely looking for WTI crude to reset and be prepared to move lower in the coming days, and definitely looking for Bitcoin to go ahead and fall in the coming days as well, down to that low 100 area. So we'll see how the SAR price plays out. Feel free to use or not use this information as you will, as I am not a financial advisor, nor is this financial advice. So I hope this works out in your hypothesis and the things you've been thinking about. And until next week, enjoy the day and happy trading.